Hey everybody, James Pelton here. How's everyone doing today? It is good to get back into the swing of things. I'm back in my office. It might look a little dark. It's actually we've had just huge storms here in Nebraska, and it looks like a lot of the country's been having really big storms. So kind of exciting, but yeah, it's a little dark in my office. No natural light. We got Funny Turo here, actually waiting for Lodge to hop on. They just wanted to do a quick 15-minute update on what's going on. I know a lot of people from my community are in Lodge, so just kind of wanting to get a update, what they're doing with Pulse Chain, and some things along those lines. If you're here, give me a shout out. Again, I've been out of the loop, been in Malaysia this week, was in Tennessee the week before. So let me know who's here, who's hanging out. We got Funny Turo. Good to see you, Funny Turo. Hope you're doing well. I hope Lodge can make it on here quickly too. I hope he didn't forget. He's on Discord. Everybody go ping him on Discord and say, hey, we're missing you in the live video. I was gonna wait for him before I went live, but then I hate making people wait around. We do have a busy day today, so I'm going to be doing this update here. Then at 11 o'clock Central Time, I'm going to be doing a members-only update where you can ask me anything about my Kirk trip, KERC. Jonathan's here. Good to see you. Yes, I do need to, Jonathan, try to remind me. But I do need to swing by next time I'm in Tennessee. I need to try to make time to visit with you. That'd be awesome. And good morning, Keith. Good to see you as well. If you want to start the questions coming about Lodge, that's great. Again, this is just going to be a shorter video, just kind of going over some quick updates. Let me see. Here we go. Hey, how's it going, man?
How's it going, Pelton?
It is going just great. How's life treating you?
Treating me good. Treating us good.
Good. Well, hey, happy Saturday to you. Thanks for hopping back on the show again. I always love just having updates because like we talked about in Discord, some of my community are in. And so it's great just to get kind of updates and see what's going on, things like that. So I will turn things over to you. What's going on in the Lodge world?
Okay. So as early investors know, we started with the intent to launch on BSC, which at that point was in the middle of the bear market, and BSC was really the only active chain it made sense to launch there. Middle of development, Arbitrum launches and all activity is there. So we're like, hey, first deployment on Arbitrum. We are really a chain ambiguous protocol. So the chain that we start on is just the technicality. And since then, Arbitrum still has high TBL. There is a tomb fork coming up in a couple of days. Looking at that one, see how that does. But no tomb fork has survived on Arbitrum. We're still looking at that for the second deployment because it'll really prove our model to survive on Arbitrum because it's like the most difficult chain to launch a tomb fork. No one's been successful. So we are launching on Pulse Chain first because that's just where the excitement is right now. The biggest tomb fork right now is called Pulse Rate, and that's on Pulse Chain. And it's actually the second biggest, if you take away Pulse X, which is the DEX given to us by Richard Hart. You know, it's just default, the top protocol. If you take that away, Pulse Rate is actually a tomb fork that has stayed well over 2x peg, well over 1 million in TBL. There's 3 million TBL there, it looks like. It's just doing very well, and they launched with their own DEX. So there's the second largest DEX on Pulse Chain and being a tomb fork. So they're being welcomed on Pulse Chain right now very well. And, you know, I worked with just a little bit of consulting for Pulse Rate because I want there to be a successful tomb before our launch. Like I said, on Arbitrum, all these rug pull tomb forks on Arbitrum before we planned on launching there made us look bad. I want to see retail wants to see Tomb Forks do well.
Yeah. No, and that's
And they're about to with these new models. Yeah.
well, and that's pretty cool. That you could kind of see Pulse Rate as like a competitor. But it's cool that you don't see it that way because, like you
No.
said, if there's a lot of rug pulls and bad projects, that actually hurts the good projects. So it's in everybody's best interest to
Right.
kind of work together and make things successful. So that's
Yeah.
cool to
The
see.
first 2 or 3 months, I'd say, on Pulse Chain, you saw no rugs except for the typical PB new that popped up every now and then that everyone knew not to buy. But there was no rugs. I was surprised about that until ruggers caught on, and now there's quite a few.
Yeah, you have to be diligent for sure.
Yeah.
So cool. So how do you feel about launch? How do you feel about how things are going, and what other adjustments have you had to make? And what are your thoughts on the project right now?
We really didn't have to make much adjustments, except for how we handle random wild epics. People make fun of me for saying epics. Is it epochs? You guys want me to say epochs?
You know what? It's online. You can say whatever you want. We know what
I'm
you're
gonna stick
talking
with
about.
epics because I've been part of MUDs since I was a teenager, and nobody knows what those are now. So I'm gonna call them epics. So we do have the wild epics, and currently Pulse Chain doesn't have a sufficient oracle to handle actual random epics. We could run an oracle that does the same thing as randomizer or something, but you could say, since we're running it, we're going to know how it's being handled. So it's better to use a third party. So that's the only difference. We're probably just not going to do random epics but it's still in the code that we can send a function yes or no to turn on wild epics as soon as we have randomizer, chain link VFR, or something similar on Pulse Chain ready to go. A third party. Another update is it's a peripheral protocol to help Level stay well above peg. An auxiliary deployment to reduce staked Level and Lodge on Lodge.capital, increase APR and or reduce inflation as Level and Lodge LPers choose to earn up to 3x more APR over on wild.lodge.capital to earn the wild token. So that's like it's a basic Goose Fork, a yield coin. They're not very sustainable, but they do make a lot of profit in the beginning, and it will help. It's just the auxiliary launch that will provide more utility and reduce inflation while we launch and do a ton of other things that reduce inflation. There's going to be so much level burned on launch. It's going to be ridiculous. Let's see what else I got written down here. I don't want to make this one too long. I just want to update your.
Yeah, and I can confirm.
Oh, yeah, just to update.
Google says epic, so you're good. You're good.
Good. Yeah, I knew it was epic because I'm an old school dude. I knew it was epic. What is it? Forget it. Yeah. Remember how I was all about? We're launching on 12 chains in 6 months. Let's fucking go.
I do remember that. Yes.
Yeah, the team talked me out of that. They said, "Dude, you gotta chill on that."
Okay. That's probably smart. You probably don't want to spread out your TVL that much.
No. So once every 3 months to begin in a proper and sustainable expansion long term.
Okay. No, that's good to hear. And by the way, if you're watching, there's probably some people who don't know anything about this. So I'm going to leave a link to, we do a long hour going through everything, what level is, what these wild epics are, all those things. So we're not going to talk about that today, but I'll leave a link. And if you want to dive in and see the full hour, we've actually done 2 hour AMAs before this. So I'll leave links to those and go watch those if you want to dive in and learn more about that. Funny Turo is asking, when is launch?
Launch should be in August, for sure. Like, I don't see any reason why not. Everything's ready. Everything's been ready. We are just making sure we have the solid team who's all ready to go, who doesn't sleep in, who is up every morning, and is ready to actually launch this thing with us, because it takes a team. It takes a team to do it right.
Yeah.
And, all the coding is done. We're just unfortunately, our lead developer had left us right before
That's right.
we were supposed to deploy. So we had, and we're not the type of team that just takes on new developers willy-nilly. You have to dox to the team. That means video chat with ID and everything, and a lot of developers don't want to do that.
Right.
But all the code's done. We can handle it. We got a couple devs doing some great work right now, just proving themselves, and that's all they really need to do is prove themselves, and then they can join the team and help us deploy. But we're not going to deploy prematurely, so I'll put that out there to everybody. This has been a long project. Once you can check out the dues code or the Beehive. The Tomb code is going to stay private. We did open it up for a week, just so anybody saying, people were saying we didn't do shit. So I open sourced it for a week so people could look at it, and you really can't argue with that. The whole UI's done, and you can see it if you hop in the t.me/Lodge Capital if you're not already in the Telegram. And for now, until launch, we're offering Pulse Chain users, Hexagons mostly, a chance to get their feet wet. And what they're used to is a sacrifice. So we have a sacrifice for Hexagons for level, and a cap that if we hit it, we're just going to cancel Genesis because it will make no more sense.
Okay. Very cool. Keith is asking, can we have a quick elevator pitch to get reacquainted with Lodge?
Sure. So you should actually just read the docs. Let me put them in the chat here.
I got you.
Okay. Yeah, just read the docs. It will explain everything. It's a lot to read. You should be familiar with Tomb. If you're not familiar with Tomb, it's hard to explain verbally or through some docs. You kind of have to dig in. I think Whiteboard Crypto makes a good Tomb explanation with graphics, but mostly every single action taken in the Lodge is actually hard coded to support the TWAP. So except for buys, there's never ever going to be any buy tax on any token we ever produce as a team. But there will be modest sales taxes in order to keep the project sustainable, because you come in there, you're going to make, these sort of projects make ridiculous amounts of profit and get dumped. So you can afford to pay a 6% tax on your way out if you're selling over such a enormous amount. We have a whale scale. We have actual built-in auto buybacks, which so many projects have been claiming this lately. But when you look in their code, there's no built-in hard-coded auto buybacks. It's not there. But in our code, it is there. The Lodge share token levels the peg token, pegged to 33 cents of Ethereum at time of launch. Lodge is a share token. Lodge has a 6% sales tax that gets converted into 3% of it gets converted into Lodge liquidity, and 3% of it gets swapped into level, which creates buy pressure on level and then gets swapped into liquidity. And it burns the liquidity, so that liquidity exists forever on that chain, on that deployment. So it's a pretty sweet set up. More Tomb Forks going to be doing this months down the road. The old swap the share token for peg token and burn it or LP it. That's going to be implemented by a lot of Tomb Forks down the road. We already see Tomb Forks copying our documentation left and right, but never implementing it right. So it's because, you know, nobody has our code. And even when we deploy it on chain, there's still so many deploy scripts. There's the whole front end. There's so many things that you can't get just by copying the contracts on chain, especially strategy. What we plan to do is a huge part of the model, which is not written in the docs. You're not going to be able to fork that. And yeah, we put a lot of time into this, and Wild is just going to be your regular yield coin. It's not going to last long. It really won't, but it'll produce gains. It'll produce gains for staking for Wild and just selling it. And after that, well, all the deposit fees of Wild go to buy back level LP. So over on wild.lodge.capital, if you choose to take your level LP or your lodge LP or your level or your lodge to single stake it over on Wild for at least 3x the APR that's getting offered on any pool on lodge.capital, Wild is going to give you more APR for sure. It's just one of those tokens that's going to pump for a while and then drop, and then probably be unsavable. But you know, we'll do a nice airdrop for people that we're still holding the bag at the end. So yeah, right now, well, you should read the docs for the full explanation of Lodge Capital and how it works, or watch, like Pelton said, watch the hour-long explanation of Lodge Capital, where I go into the beehive and everything. I go into everything. Although details have changed, so it's important to read the docs as well.
Okay. No, very good. So I know you wanted to keep this quick, so we'll go ahead and wrap up here. What is call to action? What would you like users to do kind of as we wrap up here?
Just join t.me/Lodge Capital. That's it. If you want to bridge over to Pulse Chain to if you haven't gotten any level yet and would like some, you can bridge over to Pulse Chain and Sacrifice. We got a Sacrifice dApp coming tomorrow for those who don't like sending to an address, but that's what hexagons are used to. They're used to the old Sacrifice. You send it to an address, you get your tokens on launch. And yeah, sacrifices are pretty cool. It's a cool concept in my opinion, but yeah, we have a dApp coming soon that's going to show you all your transaction history and everything, and all the level that you're getting on launch. So that's call to action. Just go to the Telegram, t.me/Lodge Capital, and that's it.
Okay, and I put that link in the comments, so you can just click that, hop in. Again, yeah, just even if you're not planning on getting in the project, just hop in the Telegram, get your questions answered. You know, join the community, see if it's a community you want to be part of. That's always a good call to action. Also, hit the like button. That's my call to action for you guys. Hit the like button. So we will go ahead and wrap up there. Again, a couple more videos going to be coming out later today, so stay tuned for that. But thank you, audience, for showing up here on a Saturday morning. And thank you, Lodge, also for just giving us an update, and look forward to kind of seeing where things go, how things go, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help out.
All right. I'll see you soon. Thanks.
Okay. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your